I love going for a trek after a fresh snow, and we've had our first of the season here in the Rockies. And today I'm carrying a fixed blade with me that potentially is perfectly at home here on trail or on your next hunt, as it is concealed carry right here around town. And what I have here is the White River Knives M1 Backpacker Pro in MagnaCut. And this is potentially one of the best values you're going to find in 2024 on a compact fixed blade in this extremely desirable steel. Now, I've actually reviewed this knife with a paracord wrap years ago, long ago, and now I am excited to revisit it with its add-on in the handle scales, but also with a fresh perspective on the usability of compact fixed blades in multiple environments. So we're not only going to unpack that concept, but we're also going to see what this particular blade brings to the table and if there are any shortcomings in its design. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in. All right, well, we're back in the saddle again. And yeah, it's perfect time of year for Yukon Cornelius, one of the best explorers of all time, and he is packing some heat right there. Way better than an ugly sweater for the holidays. Good conversation starter, and sporting one of the most well-known Arctic explorers of all time. You can check out I just bought it off of Amazon last year. There's several of them. I'll have it popping up here, a link in the description box below. Hoodies of different colors, t-shirts, and a lot of Yukon Cornelius stuff you can sport, which is pretty sick if you're interested in that. But we're not here to talk about Yukon Cornelius. We're here to talk about this fixed blade. Check out that sheath, and we're really going to have to talk about this in a minute. But let's go ahead and start off here with the MagnaCut version. There are several variants. This backpacker, really for me, the blade shape at about 3 inches, 1/8 of an inch thick, very high saber grind into what I would call a spear point almost. It's a very aggressive draw point. It's probably one of the best grinds, stock thickness, like combo for any type of fixed blade, but especially something like this. You're going to get excellent in usability, and what I really found the best area of success for me personally was in everyday carry tasks, going through cardboard, packaging, rubber, cordage, even food prep, doing that type of stuff. That's really where the blade shape for me, I saw the best success, and I really enjoyed using it and have enjoyed using it the most. It has a good tip. It is pretty precise, great for piercing, no lateral. Do not be cranking on this thing. Treat your tools properly. This is not a screwdriver. I would not be cranking on this thing. It's just not designed for that. But because of the sweep with the belly, I mean, especially like this, I can just pinch the neck and just really guide the tool. Now, this is a stone wash. You can get them with a couple exclusives with different coatings on there. There is an S35 yen and even an S90 version. And DLT is probably the best place to pick these up. DLT Trading, that's where I bought mine for $170. That's what I paid for it. I'll have a link popping up here. There are other distributors, but they have like an exclusive S90V version, things like that. And if they're in stock, they're usually like the best price and the best variety over there on DLT, and paying $170 for this. And the other variants that I have in MagnaCut are well over the $200 price point. That's why this has such a high value point potentially for those of you. White River does some of the best current Rockwelling at 62 to 64 on the Rockwell scale for their MagnaCut. So you cannot go wrong with that. Now, I'll be honest, the area I did not see a lot of performance, that I had a hard time with the performance, I guess, is in actual woodworking. So if you're going to think that this is like phenomenal for like carving, whittling, and doing that type of stuff, the blade does work well, but it actually comes down to ergonomics. I was having some trouble, and it mainly is because of how narrow the neck is and the drop with the shoulder. Now, that is a particular style. I would call that like a caping knife. That's that's what I've seen a lot, meaning that you can really get up on that neck, but because it's so narrow right there and the shoulder is pretty abrupt, there were times where it just didn't, I felt like I didn't have the right geometry to like do a feather stick, make curls, do like really fine carving and whittling and like doing that type of stuff that other options I'm going to run in here are just better at. So if you were to ask me of the variants I'm going to run in a moment, this would actually be my least favorite to do woodworking and carving on a campsite. That's me. That's my mileage. Your mileage may vary. Part of that, I think, is because of the abrupt shoulder. If they had done a more gradual transition, still going to a narrow neck, but just not giving such a crazy drop. I mean, yes, like when you grab it right here and do like cardboard, or I did like a caping move a lot where I would grab the shoulders of the scales. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like that, you can guide and manipulate the tool so easily, but actually like it doesn't feel good really for me, like in a hammer grip. And then I put my thumb over here. I actually nicked my thumb when I was doing some carving on the wood because of how far up and how narrow that neck is, that I don't seem to have an issue with other compact fixed blades. So that was not from the knife, that was from like the wood, but because of where I had to put my thumb and stuff. So again, just a more gradual, just singular transition, I think, would have actually helped the design. The G10 handles are phenomenal. Definitely better than paracord, you know. Now, we could argue you could possibly transition this neck a little wider if you wanted to wrap some paracord around this and go with either the paracord variant or ditch the handle scales altogether. But really cool, you know, option to have, and definitely gives you a full purchase, pinky, you know, it's not wanting to fall off, and then grab that way. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the sheath, and then like how do I sit with just fixed blades, carrying them in general in this size range, because I've definitely had a change of heart, as well as those competitive options. But before we do that, do you see that? Do you see that over there? Woo-wee. Man, that is a heck of a view. And what gives me confidence to come out here and explore and check out scenery like this is the fact that I have my Zoleo satellite communicator with me on all of my adventures. And right now, for a short time, Zoleo has a sale going on where you can save $50 off the device itself, along with the Gaia GPS Maps app, so you can get trails and use maps offline, which is just an added bonus. And what I really appreciate about Zoleo in general is that it's a standalone device. Yes, I can pair it with my phone and send text to my wife and, you know, communicate with loved ones, but if my phone is damaged, runs out of battery life, I have over 200 hours of battery life on the Zoleo that I can just hit that SOS button if I get in an emergency and start communicating and giving my GPS coordinates to first responders. I have the check-in button to let my wife and loved ones know that I'm okay, and I can hit that. And I can even untether it from my device, let a friend. A buddy of mine took it hunting. I wasn't able to make that trip. He used it for, 2 weeks in the backcountry of Colorado while he was elk hunting. Came back, we retethered it, and just adds to that level of versatility so other people maybe in your family or friend group can all pitch in, get yourself a Zoleo and use it that way. Just gives a lot of versatility and adds that extra peace of mind to not only myself if I'm going solo, or a group when we go like backpacking, that we know if we run into trouble, there's some sort of medical emergency, we're going to be able to get first responders real quick. So guys, I will have a link popping up here that you can go check out Zoleo, as well as in the description box below, and score yourself a SATCOM and give yourself that extra peace of mind on all of your adventures. Now, every fixed blade has to have a good sheath, but especially on a compact fixed blade like this good Kydex, they've done a great job with that. They have the adjustable tension slit with the screw, easy to deploy, really quick in that regard, and does come with a Kydex belt clip that is adjustable in many different angles, so you can put on your belt, carry it, scout style, run it on a shoulder strap possibly, that type of thing. But here's the deal. If we rewind almost a decade ago, I started to really get into compact fixed blades, and then I really diverted away and was like, I don't really see the need for a compact fixed blade that's under 4 inches. I don't carry them, I don't use them. And that has absolutely changed. And it is wildly changed for 2 main reasons. The introduction of the ULTICLIP, first and foremost. Boom, 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 right there. Right around the time that I made that decision was right around the time when ULTICLIPs actually started to come onto the market. Now, this does not come with an ULTICLIP. It would have been awesome if it did. Thankfully, it has lashing points up here that I'm going to transition for that for a reason. The second reason is because when I still carry a compact fixed blade in this size range, I still prefer to carry it in my pocket. So I like to have it inside, like a pocket knife. Let's see if I can put it there and put it in there, right? So having that versatility, it's still in the same location, where if it's on my belt, it starts to get in like messing with the hoodies and jackets and up and down, where if it's in my pocket, it just makes for a lot more intuitive, easy deployment and then putting back, particularly with these slim Kydex sheaths in my certain environment. And at the time when I made that decision, I worked in an office. I did a 9 to 5. You know, I was a pastor for many, many years and loved it. But, you know, I went to the office, you know, just carrying a fixed blade just didn't make a lot of sense. Now, as I work for myself, I'm here around our house, and then I'm out in the backcountry, hiking, camping, and then I'm, you know, going to hardware stores. I'm helping my buddies, you know, who run different construction companies and moving companies and things sometimes. And so not going to an office has empowered me with the combination of an ULTICLIP to start carrying these compact fixed blades and see the value that they bring. So I think a lot of it comes down to, if you're going to carry it in your pocket using an ULTICLIP, and if you don't have ULTICLIPs, like I'll try to have one popping up, a link in the description box below. As some competitive options that both come in MagnaCut, just wanted to show you here. First is the REIFF Knives F3. Now this is very bushcrafty. Very, very bushcrafty, 90-degree spine, classic drop point, huge handle, very comfortable, full purchase. Yeah, about the same blade length, maybe just a hair longer on the White River. But this is going to be like $265 for the MagnaCut and $245, I think, for the 3V variant. So when available, so I'll have links below for that. That came with a similar type of belt clip, so you're gonna have to mod an ULTICLIP onto it, but thankfully it's perfectly set up for that. And this, so if you use this a lot and you want like a really big girthy grip, this one is just way better for woodworking than, you know, the White River is, in my experience. And then on the flip side, this one is quite customizable. This is the SCHWARZ Overland Sport, also in MagnaCut. I believe the same Rockwell, or even 63 to 64, so tighter Rockwell. And TJ makes these in the US as well. Really unique profile. You're either going to totally dig it or not. The difference is, again, the neck is a lot fuller right there, even though it's a very slim profile. The neck is fuller, so I just feel like it's an easier working, even in the woods. And has a really unique profile right there, 4-finger grip. And you can trick them out, and these will come with an ULTICLIP. These are going to be about, I don't know, I have a promo code, so that will be like $240, I think. Don't quote me on that, but you can either get batches or you can custom build these out anytime you want as well. And so you're going to pay more. I mean, and that's what this backpacker, you know, brings to the table, is that's extremely high value. And for some of you, you're going to be like, dude, it's great. And just want to run that in there for size. Hopefully you can see there. The REIFF and then the Overland, between all three, perform in certain categories better. And kind of this is like the jack of all trades in the middle. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. What do you think about the backpacker in general, these other two variants? You can see those reviews. I've already previously reviewed both of those, so you can check those out as well. And I look forward to hearing from you guys about the concept of carrying compact fixed blade in general. Are you doing that, or are you like, dude, just give me a pocket knife? And I'm never going to stop carrying pocket knives. I just have transitioned to carrying compact fixed blades quite frequently in certain environments that I never used to do. So that's me. That's my mileage, guys. Thanks for hanging with me today. Check out the other video. Subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.